Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon when you are listening to the Cleveland BCG podcast. I am coming to you while the game is still on, and that is because it's really. Have I said really? It's really fucking frustrating. Sorry, I I don't I didn't want to swear, but there it is. Um, we're gonna lose this game to the Rams. It's pretty much a given at this point. It's 19-27. And there's 2 minutes left. And we are sucking it up right now. Yep, they just scored another touchdown. So it's now going to be 35, about to be 36 to 19. And, we weren't playing so bad earlier. We're struggling a little bit on defense. We're out a lot of guys. Um, and it's tough. It's tough. I mean, we do have a next man mentality, and we have done very well, very very well with this all year long. But we're getting beat today. We're getting beat handily. Um, it's very difficult to watch. It was difficult to watch last week. If you listen to my podcast, you will notice there was not a podcast for last week. That was not done intentionally. I will tell you that I did have a very tough time um, digesting that last game last week, where we had DTR go out and we had Coop get hurt, and I don't even remember everybody who went down. And then, of course, we have PJ Walker come in, and he loses the ball. I think it was twice, and it's Murphy's law. It's absolute Murphy's law. Um, somebody said, when Deshaun went down, I don't remember what I was listening to. I think it was on Twitter, and I may have said this in one of my other ones. Somebody said, "Are we cursed? Did we build the stadium on like, you know, um, sacred ground? Like what happened?" And I don't know, but it feels like we can't get a break. I mean, every time we think we have everything together, we cannot get a break. Um, and it is it's wearing. Now, believe me, I am going nowhere. My Browns are my Browns. My Browns will always be my Browns. I am a Browns fan through and through since I was like 4 years old. Will never change. Um, I love my Browns, but that doesn't mean I'm not frustrated as all get out, because I am. Um, it's just it's frustrating to watch because we had, when we started this season, a championship team, and then the amount of players that have been hurt this year is just insane. I'm going to look up here um, a stat if I can. Hopefully, my podcast will keep recording because I'm recording on my phone. Because, as you know, I've tried different mixers and things, and nothing has stuck yet. They just haven't been. They just haven't been what I wanted them to be and what they could offer. So, um, but there was a okay. Here it is. So Browns injured players at the moment, and this was last week. This is November 26th. Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward. That's yeah, that's who we lost. Well, Denzel was out last week. We lost him the week before. Amari Cooper, Jack Conklin, Anthony Walker, Jedrick Wills, Marquise Goodwin, Rodney McLeod, Dorian Thompson Robinson, Jacob Phillips, Jakeem Grant. Now, we have gotten some of these guys back. Myles came back. Amari came back. Amari now went back out with a head injury. He left the game today with a head injury, so he is not back. Anthony Walker is back. Very glad to see that. Um, but it is absolute Murphy's Law, what we are going through as Browns fans, to watch this. Um, and the amount of penalties that we have gotten today is just it's just kind of insane. Um, it's been difficult to watch. I'll give it to Flacco, except that I think he may have just gotten a safety. Um, I don't know. I'll give it to Flacco. Flacco did a good job today. He really did. He couldn't have done any more. He did throw an interception. He was trying to reach more deep, and he put the ball up. And I don't know if there was a miscommunication or a just a timing, a timing thing as far as where he was going to be at a certain point. Yep, we just got a safety. All right, so this game really can't get any worse at this point. Um, just unbelievable, and I hate to watch the other teams celebrate because it feels like they're just mocking us, and I know they're not. I know they're just celebrating as we would if we just did that, but it feels personal, and it's oh gosh, you guys know what I'm talking about. As Browns fans, it sucks. It sucks because it doesn't seem to matter how hard. I mean, my God, Aaron Donald just manhandled Batonio. Who manhandles Batonio like that? I mean, I think he might have picked Batonio up at one point. He wanted that safety so badly. Um, it comes down at this point now. It's coming down to who wants it more, and we are just really, really, really struggling with who wants it more on our sideline. And I can't blame them. I can't blame them because um, they. I'm frustrated as a fan. I can only imagine how these guys feel as players because they are working their butts off every single day 24/7 to try um, and get to the playoffs. First of all, we wanted to win the North first, and we're not going to do that. There's no way that's going to happen. And so now we're looking at a wild card spot at best right now. Um, but we were given a gift today in that the Steelers lost, and we could have gotten one up on them, and now we don't because we lost. We lost. And I can't say it's because of Stefanski's play calling. I can't say it's because of bad play on any one person's part. Um, this was just a bad team loss all the way around. It was a bad team loss all the way around. Um, and give kudos to the Rams who played a good game and had our number. And McVay knows what he's doing. Obviously, he's won a Super Bowl, but he knows what he's doing, and he did it today. It doesn't make it any easier. It really sucks sitting here right now. It really sucks because, like I said, especially when things happen where you get a chance to maybe get a leg up and you don't get that leg up, it makes it that much more difficult when you get a loss like this. Um, yeah, I don't know. Drop passes. Um, we had a lot of those today. And it wasn't any one person. I watched Amari drop a pass. I watched Moore drop a pass. Um, there was a pass I thought was dropped, but it wasn't. I think that was another one by Moore. But the the defense was had his hand. The defensive back had his hand right in the gut. Right, he essentially met the ball right there. So I don't know what to say, guys. This sucks. It sucks big time. Um, I feel like our season's over. I don't want to believe that. I do not want to believe that at all because I am a Browns fan and I am I am a believer, and I want to be positive, but it's really tough to be positive when it seems like it's Murphy's Law and everything that can and will go wrong does. And that's exactly what's happened here today again. Um, whether it be, um, the interception, whether it be um, uh, the penalties, um, it is what it is. Um, our defense did not play up to snuff today, not at all. Um, I love our defense, but we did not play well. We were getting beat, and again, it's going to sound like I'm ragging on these guys, and I'm not, because look, we have guys out there playing that, we have an undrafted free agent out there, undrafted free agent. I'll be honest with you, I can't even remember his name right now. I want to say it started with an H. Playing in there because we're that low, we're that beat up, we're that hurt, and we're not hurt because of any one thing. They have all been kind of freak things that have happened, or just weird, things that have happened. Um, but it's been one thing after another, and I know you guys have felt that way too. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to watch any podcasts or listen to any podcasts for a couple of days probably. I might not. I'm not sure. Um, but I wanted to get this podcast out. I will also be doing podcast about the. It's going to be a short one too. I'll also be doing a podcast on the Cavs. That made it tough too this week because the Cavs lost a game that they never should have lost to the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, I didn't notice it. I was watching it on TV. I did not notice it, but apparently they were booed um, off of the off the court, and that really sucks because, again, as Cavs fans, um, we're as Cleveland fans, we're a tough bunch. You know what I mean? If you're a Cleveland fan, I don't care if it's Browns, Guardians, or Cavs, you have tough skin. You have loyalty. You have um, a hard work ethic. You have hope. You have belief, and it hurts to be a Cleveland fan at times. And that is what we are feeling today, and that is what I felt the other day watching the Cavs. And it's funny because there are times where especially in the last 20 years where I've watched the Browns, and we've watched ourselves beat ourselves so much, right? That it gets tiresome, and you're just like, are you kidding me? Um, and I get mad at us when we beat ourselves. If we get beat by another team, and that's kind of what it was today with the Rams, I'm more tired of that than anything, just because we are so down on people, um, down on players, and so hurt that makes it difficult. But I feel like I'm going on a tangent here, and I don't mean to. But I've seen the Browns beat themselves so much that it makes it difficult, right? And I get mad at them when they do that. Today I'm not mad at them. I'm disappointed. It sucks, that kind of thing. But I'm not mad at them because it at this point it is what it is. We're down so many players. There's not much they can do, right? As far as the Cavs go, the Cavs. I get mad at the Cavs when they're good enough and they have the talent, but they but sorry, I was watching a replay. One of the San Francisco guys reached out and punched, or came really close to punching uh, a coach for the Eagles. They were kind of in an argument, a group of them, and he reached across, and it was he connected with like his lips and stuff. It was nothing. It was absolutely nothing, but it looked like it was he was trying to throw something. Anyway, I don't know what happened, but I digress. So, but the other night when the Cavs, when the Cavs lose, in the last couple of years, I've been happy with their progress. I think that they made a pretty quick turnaround from being so bad, and then we turned it around pretty quickly to where we were, at least going on in an upward incline. Right, we're going up, we're getting better, we're going up. But the other day when they lost to the Portland Trailblazers, and we were up. I mean, we were up by 20 or 30 at one point, and we ended up losing to them. Are you kidding me? With the talent that we have, and we didn't have a lot of people out. I mean, you had your core guys, you had your starting five, and we lost. That really, like, I was mad. I was mad. I haven't gotten a chance to watch last night's game yet. Um, as you can imagine, with the holidays coming up and stuff, there's been a lot going on, and so I haven't gotten a chance to uh, to watch last night's game yet. I have it taped. I don't even know if we won or lost yet. We were playing the Detroit Pistons, so I will watch that and follow back up. But when we lost the other day to the Trailblazers, I mean, that one was unacceptable. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not on the fire uh, JB Bickerstaff train. I'm just not. He has always had a steady incline, right, since he's gotten here. And I don't see why we would fire him. But apparently, from reports that I'm hearing on other podcasts and other newscasts, that he is on the hot seat. And that he was on the hot seat even maybe before this season. And there is a coach that made it onto our assistants um, uh, assistant coaching staff, that is one to watch. Um, and I forgive me, I do not know the name, um, but they say that if you know there are other coaches. There was three coaches names mentioned. I believe it was on UCSS. If you go back and watch it, I don't have it in my brain right now, but they mentioned three coaches that were possible people that could take over if JB was let go. I am not on the let JB go train. I do though have some issues with you know why are we not playing um, uh, I just forgot his name. Why are we not playing our backup point guard, Craig Porter Jr.? Okay, he was coming in and he was really making a difference for us. He was doing really, really well, and JB just kind of stopped playing him. And they had asked him one night about why he didn't play, and he said, they were trying to work in. There's a lot of guys that needed to get um, the uh, that's just pouring salt in the wound. Puka Nakua, who I did not, he's on my fantasy team, and I didn't play him today, and he just reached 1,000 yards for the season. He's a rookie with the Rams on us, so that really is annoying because I didn't want to play him against us in my fantasy league because it was, he was playing us, he was playing the Browns, but now it just flashed on the it just flashed on here where he got on the TV where he got 1,000 yards today, beating us. So isn't that just wonderful? Um, Anywho, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Cavs. I'm going to watch last night's game. I'm probably going to watch it now, maybe even before the night game comes on here. Excuse me, and try to catch up on that. Yeah, see, like right now we're sitting at 7-5 with the Steelers. The Steelers and let me just rewind this really quick here. Um, So the AFC playoff picture as it stands right now. Sorry, I'm flipping back to football for a minute. Dolphins are 9-3. Ravens are 9-3. Chiefs are 8-3. Jaguars are 8-3. So they're all divisional leaders, right? So then you have the Steelers at 7-5, the Browns at 7-5, and the Colts at 7-5. Okay. In the hunt, the Texans at 7-5, the Broncos at 6-6, who did lose today. They lost. They were on a 4-game winning streak and they lost today. The Bills, which are 6-6, I believe they play tomorrow night. The Bengals, which are 5-6, and the Chargers, who are 5-7, and then the Raiders, who are 5-7. But you know what? We're 7-5, and we're not far off from being out of the hunt. If we could have gone 8-4 today, we would have definitely been above the Steelers. Right now, the Steelers have the edge over us because of the standings and who they've beat, who we haven't beat, or you know. Um, so yeah, so that's where we're at there. So it's not looking good. It's just not looking good. I don't even know as a wild card if it's looking good. I mean, with so many people hurt, are we going to go anywhere? I don't know if we're going to go anywhere. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. If we can get a couple of guys back, but I'm not even sure who you'd get back at this point. I mean, when I read that list off earlier, and I'm going to go back to it really quick. I mean, you're not going to get Nick Chubb back. You're not going to get Deshaun back. You're not going to get Conklin back. Um, you're not going to get Marquise Goodwin back, I don't believe. Trying to remember if his was season ending or not. You're not going to get Rodney McLeod back. His, I believe, was season ending. Dorian Thompson Robinson, I think doesn't. I don't know if it makes a difference at this point because we got Flacco. So unless, God forbid, something happened to him, I almost feel more comfortable with Flacco back there, watching how he was today, and he was able to move a little bit in the pocket. I almost say keep Flacco in there. We'll see, what happens. And Phillips and Grant, I'm not sure, but the people you really want back are Chubb and Watson, and Conklin. We're not getting them back. So I don't know. I don't know. Is it going to be worse? Are we going to feel worse if we get into the playoffs and lose in the wild card? I don't know. I mean, I will always watch a Browns game, so I'm happy to watch a wild card game even if we lose, I guess. I mean, but I don't want to lose. Um, I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling about that at this point. But back to the Cavs. So, yeah, I don't know why he's not playing Craig Porter Jr., who really seemed to bring a lot of energy and bring a lot of difference to the team, or Tristan Thompson. Like he plays him a game and he brings this amazing energy and it's great. And then we don't see him for a while. He's kind of doing exactly what Stefanski does with the running backs, because we'll see Jerome Ford and he's doing well, and then we won't see him for a while. Or the same thing with Hunt, or the same thing with our third running back, who I can't believe is just absolutely, because I'm in a frenzy right now, is slipping my mind. But it's like, okay, he did well. Let him sit for a while. Give him a rest. They're gonna think we're going back to him too much, so we don't play him right now. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know. I don't know what JB is thinking. I know that they asked JB why he was not played. Craig Porter Jr. had a really good game, and then he did not play the next game. And you're like, what? Like it was almost like it felt like his coming out party, as an NBA player, because he played so well. He played so well, and then he didn't even play the next game. It's like, what are you doing? Why would you not play him? And Niang came in. There was a game where it was Niang and Porter and Tristan. They all had these amazing games, right? Brought so much energy and just so much grit to the team, and we won those games. And the other night against the Trailblazers, he didn't put any of them in. He didn't put any of them in. Tristan wasn't in there. Well, Niang was. I take that back. But Tristan wasn't in there. Niang wasn't in there when he should have been in there. He should have been in there more. And Craig Porter Jr. wasn't in there. These are the guys that were scrapping for you. These are the guys that were playing tough. We Donovan tried to come back. I mean, he tried to, instill some energy and was playing harder. But there were times where they were just walking it up the court. I'm like, you got like between 4 and 6 minutes left. There was a time frame where I just thought, they had gone behind at this point, and I thought, you're not going to have enough time to get this back if you don't make a move now. Why are you going so slow? Push the tempo. And they weren't scoring. They were trying to hit the threes, and that wasn't working. Well, it wasn't working because that's not how we were winning. We were winning by the paint. Were we hitting some threes? Absolutely. But we were getting the baskets in the paint. And all of a sudden we stopped going there. It was ridiculous. So I don't know. And then I heard somebody say, and I need to go back and watch this, because somebody said that in that game, one of my friends that I was talking to said that apparently JB, that he called a timeout, or in a timeout, I don't know if he actually called the timeout or if it was the other team, but in a timeout, I'm assuming it was us, in a timeout, he didn't even go over and talk to the team. I find that really hard to believe. So I need to go back and watch that and see if that is true or not true. Like I said, I find that very hard to believe. That doesn't sound like JB at all. Unless, Donovan or somebody said to him, "Hey, let me handle this with the guys this time," or something. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. So I'm just speculating fully at this point. If it even happened, I don't know. So it was a rough week. It was a rough week. Like I said, I don't know if we won yet last night. But the game that we played the other night against Trailblazers, we lost. We also lost the game. Well, we didn't lose that game. It was for the in-season tournament. We did not make it to the in-season tournament, which really kind of was a bummer. But it shows how far we have to go before we can compete with the likes of the Celtics, of the Sixers, and those guys. And I know that we already met them, this year and beat the Sixers, but we did, right? Yeah, that was the game I'm thinking of, right? Because I'm also thinking of when we played the Knicks. But I don't know. We're struggling right now, and it's really difficult sometimes to be a Cleveland fan. I'm not going anywhere though, Cleveland. I'm not going anywhere. I still believe in my Brownies. I still believe in my Cavs. I believe in my Guardians. I have to. It's instilled in me. I am a Cleveland fan, and there's no changing that. So, Cleveland fans, stay strong. Do what you can during the week to get through. Wear your Browns, Guardians, and Cavs, shirts and hats and jackets and gloves and hats and everything with pride. The Browns are a next man up mentality. We didn't win today, but you got to give it to the guys that were there and stood in and tried to do what we needed to do. It just feels like Murphy's Law at this point. It just feels like Murphy's Law. The best to all of you. Hope you have a great week, a better week than this game was today. And we'll see what happens next week. So, I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. But hopefully we just keep playing and get a few more wins. And for the Cavs, we'll keep running with the Cavs, and hoping that they start to click a little bit more here and get some more things in play. So everyone have a great night, morning, or evening, or afternoon, depending upon when you are listening to the Cleveland BCG podcast. I am Karen. I am your die-hard Browns, Cavs, and Guardians fan who will never give up, even though I get mad and will curse every once in a while. Have a great night. Take care.